Hello, it's Jack again, bringing you another Supreme Commander 2 replay. With this game, I'll be joined by Dirty Lobster.
Hello.
Yes, it's a 3v3 on boolon complex. We've got top versus bottom. We've got myself, if I scroll in properly, Remen and Gaz. And we're up against Dark Assassin, Matty and Ronnie. So, shall we just let's watch then?
Yes, and as you can see, top team is all UEF players, and the bottom team is 1 cybran and 2 aeon. And I am predicting a massive air spam from probably both sides.
It's definitely from the 2 players in the middle. They get more mass points. They really need to go air, as they're expected to cover both people on both sides of them, when required, that is.
Nah. Then, if that is the case when you need to cover both sides, then I'd say Matty has the advantage considering he gets fighter bombers, whereas Remen has to micro his factories to get bombers and fighters.
Yep, in a multi-unit type war, UEF air really do suffer. Although then again, when you've got air superiority, you can just use those fighters as a meat shield for bombers. But getting to that point is difficult, especially if you're being attacked by land as well as air.
Yes. We can see Jack is pushing up to the middle quite quickly with his comm is queued up radar and a factory after that mass point is building, and Ronnie is kinda pushing up as well. He's got kind of a haphazard build queue going on.
It's quite inefficient. You'd think he'd go for the closer ones first, before going for that far away mass point. Wasting valuable seconds. Even Dark's taking an unusual route with his commander.
Yes. The standard procedure is to do what you did there, just go straight down with the comm. Get into the action early, especially when you're, at least when you're going land.
It is a big map. Getting land out there sooner, closer to the enemy, is far more advantageous. The only downside is if somebody goes air and your team loses air superiority, my god, you cannot defend your mass points. Well, it seems Dark's just going for loyalists?
Loyalist spam. Remen's circling around, scouting the bases. Matty seems to be oblivious about the fighter flying past him.
He hasn't even tried to attack it, which is quite odd.
Yes, denying people intel is a good thing, so why he never attacked that plane is a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, no one on their teams has even built a radar yet, I don't think. No one on the bottom teams built a radar.
That is not great.
You can see I've got a radar up, which is mandatory. Even Gaz hasn't built a radar. Or a Remen. Am I really the only one that built a radar this game?
Yep.
Early on?
Yep.
My god.
Let's see, has anyone queued up a radar? No, no one's even... Yeah, oh! Dark has finally queued up a radar with his NG.
Joy. I'm glad there's somebody else that's competent in the game. Oh wait, look. Gaz did build a radar, in fact.
Wait! That radar is going to come up with just as that force is coming close enough to hit you, basically. But I think he's seen you through the NG's radar by now.
Yeah. NGs have decent radar after all. Their radar upgrade is actually quite useful as well, for the most part.
Dark
random shells.
Dark really should have gotten that radar up a lot earlier than he did, considering his cybran. He has the best opportunities for getting a very good radar, considering the research cybran can get.
Yeah.
Cybran is all about intel and fast shooting units.
Yep. Cybrans really do benefit from the earliest attack possible. Due to their faster bots, they can just run circles around the enemy as they struggle to build units.
Yes, the other two factions has to both research their bots. Oh, that is a very forward radar Remen's putting up now.
Yep. It's worthwhile, however, because it'll let them be able to keep an eye on Matty's Air Force and where it's going.
Yeah.
You can see here, I'm using my force to keep Dark Assassin's comm distracted, so he either doesn't build anything with it or continues microing with it. As he wastes time trying to micro with it, he's not wasting time doing other things.
Ronnie has finally built a unforwardish radar, and he saw those tanks and P-shields coming, so he fell back with his comm again. He was pushing up along the bridge.
Yeah, you can see again, as Remen moves his engineer closer to Dark's base, I'm using my tanks again to distract Dark's comm. If he's focused on my tanks, he might not see that engineer as it slowly creeps. Yeah, as expected, Dark's going for a full loyalist spam. With the speed upgrade, it can be quite evil.
He does like his loyalists, as we've seen in other games.
Yes. You can see for the most part, Remen's engineers gone unnoticed due to my force keeping the comm distracted.
You really should have noticed it by now, though, but he might be preoccupied microing his units.
Yep. Blanket the area with artillery.
While this skirmish is going on, there's another skirmish about to happen between Ronnie and Gas. And those P-shields will not hold against that amount of tanks. There's just no chance.
The problem is Gas got too close. There's no reason for Gas to get that close at all. If he kept maximum distance, his P-shields would have survived better. And Gas is just getting eaten as a result.
Yes.
He may actually kill one more tank. Yep. Reinforcements might scare Ronnie off. No, they do not.
They really don't.
Oh wait, no, there he goes.
Aww.
Just as Ronnie's getting pushed back, I'm attacking Dark again, determined to kill his loyalists.
Oh, Matte's doing his first move in the game. Is he about to bomb?
It looks like he's going for my tanks. Here he comes. Oh god, I need to spread out my tanks quickly here. You can see them starting to split up now. But I do lose 5, 6, 7 tanks. Yeah, 7 tanks. But Remen's planes targeted one fighter, it was way out there, allowing the rest to escape. And I also lose the factory.
Nah. What I don't really realise here is Remen keeps chasing down Matti, and why doesn't he turn to fight? Why doesn't he turn to fight? What is he thinking? He's just losing plane after plane. Why? Why, Matti?
I'm not even sure why Remen decided to turn and run. He had plenty to kill all those planes, even ignoring the fact that Dark still determined to throw loyalist after loyalist at me.
While you're crushing that small amount of loyalists, Ronnie is crushing Gas.
Yep. Once again, Gas tries to charge right through Ronnie instead of trying to keep his distance.
Now, if it was Cybran, that would have been another case.
Yeah, Cybran, power detonate, just charge through their line, click one button, and watch your army vanish off the face of the planet.
Alt-D, make Windows complain.
God, it's so annoying. And there's a shield upgrade for Ronnie's tanks.
Meh. Remen's started building bombers now to try and help Gas, but it's just not enough.
It's only 5, 6, 7 bombers. You might kill a couple of tanks. In fact, you didn't even kill one. That's impressive. The second
And they
pass
all
was
hit
better.
the same tank. That's the best thing. And they didn't even kill it.
Second wave coming up on one end. Oh my, here we go, Dark with a jump jet going right for my factory.
Nah.
My factory is dead, but I've got distance to kill his bots without them hurting me. And you can see them dying one after another from the demolishers and the tanks.
Demolishers and tanks is a nasty combo.
Yes, and my god, Matt is losing his entire ear here, I'm sure of it. He actually turns and fights this time.
No? Oh, it's so painful to watch!
Yes, it is.
There's just nothing you can do about that.
No, there's not. It looks like I've got the advantage over Dark. I've killed his entire land force and I'm pushing onto his factories now. But Gaz is losing a commander. As I say, it explodes.
Com never stood a chance.
He's only got one factory left and no engineer. He only needs to build one and flee somewhere.
Saying that, that Com seemed to have died very quickly. I think he might have
It was a
actually
com
controlled
bomb.
it. Yeah. Thought so.
People like dying under their own rules, not getting killed by someone else.
Minuscule bombing on a single that poor tank. So many bombs on that one tank.
Yes, I'm glad I managed to separate him from other tanks.
Remen doesn't even bother sending in his entire air force. There's no need.
Strangely enough, he's still building interceptors, which seems unnecessary after I'm already killing Matty's entire air force. Once again, the entire swarm of Matty's planes died fleeing.
Yep.
Looks like Ronnie's now mixed in a lot of AA with his land force.
Good choice considering their team has lost the air completely.
Yeah. Oh, look, here comes Dark's comm to my land force. So, like a normal person, I split it in two, send half it to his comm, half it through his base. There's one comm down on their side as well.
A com bomb really can turn the tide of battle, but it needs to be timed very, very properly for that to happen.
Yep.
If only Dark had power detonate, considering the clump you're moving your demolishers in.
I know, but I didn't pay attention and they did get bombed in that clump.
The bombing run was actually very devastating, even though it was only for 7-10 bombers. Why is Matty switching to gunships?
I'm not sure.
What will this accomplish?
It seems to be a very bad decision for Matty. You can see I just have a constant stream of tanks heading towards Dark Space now.
Seems Gas managed to flee with his engines up to Remen's base, where Remen is actually building a gantry, and we all know what's going to come out of that.
Yep, AC-1000s. Wouldn't have it any other way with a UEF player going air.
real men use Mega Fortress and crash it into people's bases.
Can you play this game in any faction without suiciding something?
No.
Does not surprise me.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Those gunships of Remens are barely hurting that land force, surprisingly.
Nah. It's teleporting away from them every now and then.
They just don't seem to be doing much damage.
I am actually not very fond of UEF gunships.
No, they're terrible. You can see Dark's pretty much out the game here, and who blew up where?
It was Matty, I think.
Yeah.
Must have been Matty.
What happened to his comm?
I think. I have no idea. I completely missed that.
Yeah.
It died.
Oh right, I remember. It was an attempted comm bomb on Remen's Air Force. They were heading towards it, then Remen turned to attack something else. Just as he done that, boom.
That could have gone badly for Remen actually up here when Ronan was teleporting his units around. He, sadly, since he didn't have any radar, and I'm gonna guess he didn't have vision upgrade, he did not see where the comm was. He teleported just a bit away from it. If he had teleported on top of that comm could have been in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. But it's pretty much game over now. We have AC-1000s in play.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, Remen's doing little to defend himself despite what he should know is a huge threat coming towards him.
That is a lot of AA.
Even without radar, he should be expecting the second attack. He does not actually have a radar covering that pass since Gaz died.
No.
I believe I had to actually warn him about it.
Yeah, I did see the yellow arrow. That bomber insta died. He's sending a small group of gunships, it seems. Those gunships do not stand a chance, though.
No, they do not.
Where is this AC-1? Ah, it's going for his base. As any AC-1000 would.
Yes, but it's only firing its minigun. It's not even turning around firing its main cannons. Strangely enough.
Oh. What is he doing?
I'm not sure. But expect to teleport shortly.
We'll hope so. Come on. Oh, that AC-1000 is melting. That AC-1000 is melting so quickly.
Yep.
Oh, it almost died.
I
Teleport!
know.
Teleport! Teleport!
The AC-1000 did die after all. The car managed to escape walking through a factory somehow. I'm not quite sure how Remen achieved that.
Magic ethereal comm.
Well, it looks like that attack's been pretty much stopped, and there goes Ronnie's base. It's just his comm left. Once we get to it, that is.
Run, little buddy, run. Ronnie was the only one inflicting any damage on their team.
Yes.
But Ronnie did have he really did luck out with the opposition, considering he spammed tanks up against someone who was going tanks and P shields, and early that is not gonna help you.
Yeah. P shields and tanks late game are really helpful. And there's a control key. Looks like Ronnie gave up.
There's nothing he could do anymore.
There
was nothing he could do quite a while there, but
yeah,
he kept trying at least.
Yep. Matty's decision to go gunships is questionable at best. It is really unfortunate. As well as Dark's decision to just go all loyalists.
Any abilities or anything.
He really needed a brat coming or power detonate or something. But what happened, and I won. Remen won. Gaz kinda won. With his one factory.
He's still in the game. He has 2 MGs, a factory, and a little swarm of tanks. It's shameful to even call that a swarm. Let's call that a squadron.
Yes.
Women's book club. We'll call it that.
They're about as effective as much in a war. Considering how quickly they melted. Oh well. Guess that's the end of this game, so you can check out my channel for more videos and you can, well, subscribe. So, yeah.